Hey, YouTube, this is mrs.motomattman out for ride on a beautiful sunny afternoon. Motomattman is at home with our daughter, so I'm out here flying solo today on this lovely afternoon, bringing you along with me. I asked Motomattman to take my bike up and make sure it was all fueled up, ready for me, and you'll see in one of his videos that the sheriff's department stopped him to talk to him because my tags were expired. We had no idea my tags were expired because my birthday is in July, whereas his is in March. So in March, he went out and renewed all of his tags. We didn't even check mine, but previously he had gone to the BMC and renewed my tags for me. And when he renewed my tag, they switched the renewal date for his birthday. I don't know if everyone's familiar with it, but in the state of Ohio, it's on your birthday. So it's not when you purchased it, your tags expire the month of your birthday. So he was quite surprised to find that he was riding around on my bike just to go up to the gas station and found that my tags had expired. So I went ahead and got my renewal sticker, so I'm good to go on that. But so he went ahead and took my bike out for that. As I've probably said 50 times, if not, I will continue to say that I'm a newer rider. So I appreciate all his assistance with making sure my bike is in good running order. It had spent quite a bit of time last year at the Harley dealership getting worked on. So, needless to say, I tend to be a little apprehensive about just getting on it and going. The Harley dealership was really good about taking care of the problems that it had, and even coming and picking it up when I was stranded on it, and took it back and have it worked on some more. But obviously you're going to have these kinds of problems with an older bike, the 99. But anyway, one of the things I wanted to talk about today, as I'm out here on this beautiful sunny day, is that how I became to be a rider. I rode with Motomattman a couple times and discovered that being a passenger, there goes the bird, being a passenger was really not for me. I like to be more in control of things. And sitting behind him, I was definitely not in control. It's just not for me. So we had picked up an Enduro, an older bike for me, and I rode it around the yard and with the neighbor kids and whatnot, and got my confidence on that, and then we bought my Harley. But I am not the first person in my family, first female in my family to ride a motorcycle. My mom still has her motorcycle endorsement. She keeps it on her license just in case. Not that I anticipate she's going to take my bike out or anything, but both my mom and my dad have their motorcycle endorsement. And so my mom used to ride motorcycles too. And that's one of the things that gave me confidence that I could do this too, because my mom could do it. Now, I, of course, have encouraged my daughters to ride. My oldest started out on a PW50 without training wheels, and she did really well with that. She now has an 80, a Honda 80, and she has to shift with that. And so she and I work on that together. I was the one to teach her the shifting. Motomattman does all of the conversational how to do everything, but being that it's an 80, it's not very easy for Motomattman and our daughter to ride it together. So luckily for my size, I'm able to ride it with her. So when we first started learning how to shift, she rode on the bike with me, sitting behind me, so that she could feel shifting and everything. Because that's, riding her 80 was not a big deal. She could keep it in first and ride around forever. She was fine. But actually shifting was a little bit more of a challenge for her. So we started off where she sat behind me and we would ride it around. And then eventually we moved to her being in the front and her taking me around on it. No barefoot pegs on it. So as you can imagine, legs are hanging off the side, but she's doing great with it. She really enjoys it. So our younger one, when she started to learn to ride, we went ahead and got training wheels for her. So there's now training wheels on her PW50. So I am very encouraging for women to ride. Now, I have nothing against women who prefer to be on the back of the bike. That's totally up to you. It's just not my preference. And if you ever have the desire to learn to ride, I think you should. I encourage it. It's definitely a different feeling. I just like to be in school, I guess. And I like to ride on my own. And especially with the Senna system, being able to talk with Motomattman, that gives me even more confidence. And of course, I look at it as you guys are out here riding with me too, so I'm not really alone. I'm out here riding, we're talking. You just can't answer back. Somebody's texting. Anyway, so that's the story of kind of like how I got started with riding. I attribute a lot of it to having confidence because my mom rode, and of course my dad rode too, but my mom did too. So today is a nice sunny day. It's not extremely warm. Therefore, I have on my cap today. I guess he's not going to turn. Oh, nope, he is. Okay. Anyway, I've got on my chaps today because it's a little bit chilly. I mean, I don't know how chilly it is, but it's colder with going 60 miles an hour in the wind. But anyway, my chaps are Harley chaps. I look for a good deal. So mine, I bought them when they were on clearance at a Harley store. But I would definitely say they were well worth the money. They are very soft. They are very comfortable. You cut them to make them the right length. They have snaps at the bottom from flapping. They're very comfortable, and I think they definitely help in situations like that. So I really like my chaps. Now, if it was much colder, I don't know that I would be wearing my chaps. I'd probably have to have some long underwear on too, something. Under Armour, something. I'd love to hear feedback. So if anybody also, if their mom also rode, and that's how they got their start with riding, go ahead and drop a note at the bottom. I'd love to read and learn how you all started riding too. What influenced you to start riding? I also used to BMX race, bicycle race, pedal bicycles, 20-inch pedal bicycles. So I would have to imagine that going from racing bicycles with domes and turns and all of that really helps with balance. With being able to balance the motorcycle, obviously it's a whole lot heavier than any bicycle I ever rode was, but I can BMX race, so that I think also helps my transition over to being able to ride a little bit quicker. We also have horses, if I had not already mentioned that. We have horses, and so I have done pretty much anything and everything on the horses. A little bit of English, not a whole lot, but some English, Western pleasure showing, and barrel racing, power. So that's another thing that I think has helped me with being able to ride motorcycles is the fact that I'm very accustomed to going fast. I got horses and such, so the speed on a motorcycle does not tend to bother me. Boy, am I happy my bike's running good. Knock on wood. Sounds good. I always wanted a Harley. Motomattman has tried to talk me into other bikes at times. But for my first bike, I wanted it to be a Harley. I like the sound of it. I like the look of it. Mine is the bobber style is what I'm going for, and so I like that style the most. My dad had several different types of bikes, so it's not something where, I grew up being brand sensitive to a Harley or anything, but I definitely like my Harley. Now, Motomattman has a few different bikes, so I can't say that there won't come a time that I won't have another brand of a bike, but right at this point in time, I'm very happy with mine. Now, I know with a Sportster, you're not necessarily going to ride all the way to Florida from Ohio on it. It would not be a very comfortable ride, but I can ride around for 3 hours at a time and not have any type of problem. I know the bigger bikes, bigger engines make for a smoother ride, but for what I'm doing right now and what I anticipate doing, I think this is the perfect bike for me. But that's the thing. Every bike is different for every person, so. All right. Well, I will go ahead and sign off for today. Oh, a bug just flew right on into the helmet. I'll go ahead and sign off for today. I really appreciate you riding along with me. I hope you had a good time and you got to see a little bit of the country out here. I will continue to be making my videos. We'll continue to see how everything changes and the beautiful weather and the sun and everything makes everything start to grow and bloom. Not that way in Ohio in the wintertime. Everything gets brown, but things will start to change as the change season. So I appreciate you riding along with me today. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe, hit the little bell to get the notifications on new videos as they come out. I hope you have a wonderful day, and be sure to leave a little sparkle everywhere you go. Bye.